Hi everybody, it's Emma. I'm back with another video. You can tell from the title, I'm going to be trying to finish books that I'm currently reading. I think the last time I did this video, 8 or 9 books on my currently reading shelf. I now have 14. Actually, this isn't entirely accurate because I have started 2 other books. So now I'm currently reading, now that I've updated that, 16 books. So this is getting a little out of hand. So I'm going to be trying to finish some more books on this because I have quite a few that I am in the middle of or pretty close to finishing. So I feel like if I can knock those off, then anything's possible. So let's talk about them. First book, Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. No, I have not finished this book yet. If you watched my trying to finish my July TBR, I was reading this then. I started reading it on July 14th. And I am like 70% of the way through this book. The unfortunate part is I've forgotten everything that happened in the beginning part of this book. So I really just want to get this book off of my currently reading. I'm tired of it being on here. And so it shouldn't take me too long. I just want to finish this book. It'll be really nice to finish it. And the next book is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is like a YA thriller, mystery novel. I started reading it December 9th, 2023. So I'm hoping this one feels like it'll be really easy to finish. It is YA, so it's not super long. But again, I started it so long ago, I forgot what the fuck is going on. Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lynn Tan. This is the second book in the Celestial Kingdom duology. Also, I'm like 20% through this one. I really love this writing style, so I feel like it'll just be super easy to kind of get through it. And then the fourth book that I am just getting off of this currently reading shelf is Ever After Always by Chloe Leese. This is the third book in the Bergman Brothers series, and this is kind of like marriage in crisis, second chance, family hijinks. I'm 60% through this one, and since this is a romance, I'll be able to just knock it out really quick. So those are the 4 books that I'm going to try to finish for this video. Hopefully before October is over, but we'll see how that goes. So. Okay. Hi. Looking like a mess. It is so cold. I had to scrape my windows yesterday before I went to work. What? It's fucking not even November yet. It's literally October. It's the end of, well, it's the end of October, but like, fuck. Anyways, so I'm cold, but it's just a little update. So I finished. This looks weird. And yes, I'm wearing the Taylor Swift shirt. If you know, you know. Anyways, so I finished Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. Fucking finally, first of all, because I'm reading this book since May, so it was so fucking nice to mark it as finished. And I actually really enjoyed it. So, since it took me so long to get through it, there was like a point where I like read a bunch of it and I like stopped. Like, tried to get back into it, and I was really struggling, and then I, like, stopped. I tried to get back into it, and then I finished it. And then there was probably some more times in between that, but, I liked it. Nothing happened for the beginning part of this book, which was kind of crazy, but, like, everything was wrapped up nicely. She feel like she also set herself up, Leigh Bardugo set herself up to continue in the Grisha world, which I mean, you know, go off. I officially read all the books in it now, but who knows what else she's gonna do. So I liked it. Kind of made me tear up at some moments. I don't know. There's not really enough that I can say about it because it's just like, this is just so deep into the Greek universe. So I don't want to say too much in case like somebody hasn't read it and like hasn't read like the original trilogy or like Six of Crows or anything, because since this is like in the timeline after all of those books. But I did like it. I'm happy I finished it. I do love the world. I did love all the characters. And I did like how it ended. There was one or two things where I was like, okay, but for the most part, it was like I feel like the last couple pages I was just like, oh my god. So yeah, it was fun. And then I finished it this morning, and then I immediately went into Ever After Always. And I'm almost done with that one too. I was like 70% through both of these books, so finishing them was like pretty easy. And I read a bunch of Rule of Wolves yesterday. So I just got to the third act breakup in Forever After Always, and I think I have like 2 chapters left. So I don't know why I haven't finished that. I read a different book earlier instead. So I'm gonna go to the library, I think. So the only book that I don't have is Truly Devious. 3 of them, the 3 that I talked about, were on my Kindle, or my tablet. And then Truly Devious was on my tablet. And then when I went to renew it, I don't know what was wrong with me. I actually returned it for some fucking reason. And that pissed me off. Because all through my libraries had like a bunch of holds on it. So it's like 10 weeks wait for every single library. I was like 3 libraries, and so I was like, okay, I'll look at the physical copy. And the physical copy was like not very long. So hopefully that's in. I'm just like, just not feeling it today. But I'm also not feeling like reading. But I'm thinking maybe if I leave the house, I'll feel more motivated to like do some cleaning and like get some things like. But we'll see. Anyway, so I got 1 book down, 4 to go. Hello. So, looking like a hot mess, but the shirt is saying it all. Everything is alright. I had a terrible day at work. Fun fact. What's up, everybody? So, I'm still in the midst of this reading books I'm in the middle of type of shit. And so I finished 2 books. I finished Rule of Wolves, thank God, and I finished Ever After Always. And I'm really happy that I finished both of them. So far, we're on a really big success. I loved Ever After Always. I loved how much family content we got, because we haven't really seen the brothers interact, and like their interaction with Aiden, and like the fact that they're like, Aiden, you're literally our brother too, was just so sweet. I don't know, just I feel like the previous books, I really enjoyed them as well, but they were kind of their own, like, characters were more separated. But I think since kind of the plot of this book is that Aiden and Freya are on a trip, celebrate Freya's parents' like anniversary, and their marriage is in turmoil, Aiden and Freya's. So they're like trying to keep it all together, but I just really loved how much content we got of like the whole family together. So I am excited to be home. Had a terrible day at work. But anyways, I want to try and read Heart of the Sun Warrior. That is kind of the next book that I'm going to try and finish. I am really enjoying it. It is fun. I just don't really know what the plot is yet. Which I guess is kind of how I felt for the first book, because so much happens before we actually get into the real story. It feels like a bunch of quests. Like, anyways. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink my drink, heat up some mac and cheese that I made earlier this week, and catch up on some YouTube videos and read. So I'm going to get that set up, and then I will start reading and watching some YouTube. So I'll probably film a little bit when I do that, and we'll check back in. But thank you for sticking with me. That's all. Everybody, little update. So I finished Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan. Did I like it? Yes. Was it necessary? No. I'm glad to have finished the series, but I feel like it really wasn't necessary. I loved the first book, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so much, but everything was just wrapped up so perfectly that I feel like adding in this book didn't really add anything to the characters. I feel like it changed some of the characterization. I don't want to say too much because it's the second book, so there's not a lot I can say without spoiling it, but I honestly feel like it was just a completely separate story and it didn't really need to exist. And that is really disappointing because I still think the world is so interesting and inventive, and I did love all the characters, but I was pretty disappointed with this book. I just was kind of like, meh. Like, I didn't really need to read it. Like, I feel like you could read Daughter of the Moon Goddess as a standalone, and you could feel perfectly satisfied with the series. So that was a little bit disappointing. But it is finally off my currently reading, so that's nice. And then the final book that I'm reading for this video, so I finished 3 so far. I have 1 more, and that is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is a YA thriller about a girl named Stevie who attends she attends like a super prestigious school that is where like a kidnapping happened that was never solved. It's like a cold case, and she's obsessed with cold cases. I started this one. I wasn't too far into it. I actually have no idea where I am. I started this book on my tablet, and then I accidentally returned it, and so I had to get it from the library. And so I kind of have to, I don't know. Oh. I think I'm on page like 78, and this book is 416. Okay, but since it is like a YA thriller, I'm assuming it'll go pretty fast. I'm not This is like my estimated place of where I am, because since I returned the book, I'm not exactly sure where I am, but I was about 20% in. We will, I don't know, I feel like this will be an easy read because it's just a YA thriller. So we'll finish this, and then that video will be done. That'll be cool. Hi everybody, let's wrap up this vlog. So I finished Truly Devious this morning. I was like 70-ish pages in or so when I, before I'd kind of like stopped reading it and was just kind of like sitting on my currently reading. And then I read a little bit last night, and then I woke up this morning and I just like binged the entire thing. It is 400 pages, but I mean, it's like pretty big font and like small pages, and it's YA, so it's not like super difficult, but I liked it. I think do you mind? I had just finished Killer Instinct, and so this book wasn't as good as like The Naturals, so I think that is kind of impeding how I felt about it. But I think it's intriguing. I am really excited to see where the rest of the series is going to go, because this definitely left on a cliffhanger. I also did not guess anything that happened. Like, definitely I was like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, so definitely consider this series if you want something that is a YA thriller that's like a little bit more lighthearted, because, well, I do really like the Go Girl Guide to Murder and the Naturals series. I feel like they are a little bit, and I guess this one is kind of dark, but no, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so I knocked 4 books off of my currently reading, and yeah, I only have 9 books on there. So I mean, presumably I'm going to like continue to add more books, but I already know that I could probably make a million of these videos. But yeah, 9 books isn't bad. That is exciting. So let's do a quick recap. Read King of Scars, Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. That was pretty good. And then I read, what was the other book that I read for this? Ever After Always, which I adored. I think that so far every book in the series has been a hit for me, so love that. And then I read Heart of the Sun Warrior, which I was ultimately pretty disappointed by, considering how much I loved the first book. Really didn't feel like this book needed to exist, which is unfortunate because, I don't know, I like the first book so much, and I love this world so much. But anyways, and then I read Truly Devious, which was kind of in the middle. So overall, I am pretty glad that I finished these 4 books. Pretty glad that I can kind of continue on with reading more books. I don't know, because sometimes it's hard when you're like adding books you're currently reading and you're like, why am I adding more books when I have all these books I'm in the middle of? So it does feel nice to kind of knock some books off and clear space for more books to read. So yeah, that's just the mini kind of wrap up. I hope you have a great day, and let me know if there are any other videos that you think I should do. So thank you for watching.